Now can you hear me? And if so, do you hear an echo? Oh, do you hear an echo? Oh, goodness. What about now? Can you hear me now? Oh, shoot. Let me do something else here real quick. Oh, feedback. Okay, can you hear me now? Can anybody hear me? Vicky says yes. Okay, I think we're good. I had to unmute my mic, but mute my sound on my computer. I don't know how that works. But anyway, it's done. I hate going through all this every week. I'm trying to remember what I do. But anyway, hello to everybody that's on. It's Holly and Brenda and Vicky, Pam, Gina. Let me see who's on. I know Debbie and Gail and Edie, Joyce, and anybody I'm missing right now? Wendy's on. Okay, good. I'm sure we'll have some more join us. But right now, if you don't mind to share the video or give thumbs up and stuff, I would like that. Rose is here now. Okay, you asked me about my throat. My surgery was last Wednesday. Outside of my belly hurting from all the holes that they put in it and it being sore, nothing's hurt. My throat has not hurt. My throat has not hurt at all. I thought it would be my voice was really raspy right after surgery because they had a camera down my throat. My surgery lasted a little over 3 hours, and they had a camera down there, so that was good, but I can swallow, nothing's getting stuck, I don't have sensations of choking, so right now everything's going fine. The diet stinks, but, I have to do it. I have clear liquids. It's not really all clear liquids. It's, pudding, oats, Jello, ice cream, cottage cheese, applesauce, and then broth and Nothing carbonated. If it's real carbonated, it causes a bubble in the stomach, and then you feel you gotta get that out, and the burps aren't like what burps you think. You can really burp when you have carbonation. This is like a little baby burp, and you wonder why the effort. But anyway, so it's got me away from Diet Dr. Pepper a lot, which is probably a good thing, and, stuff like that. So, well, Marion, I'm glad you found me. Stamp Crazy by Rita Holmes is the best place to go, which is my business page. So if you could, like, pin that in your groups or pages or whatever, it's probably easier to get to. Thanks for the birthday wishes, everybody. Today is my last day to celebrate in the 60s. No, yeah, I mean last year, not the last day. So I have a whole year to celebrate my last year in the 60s. That's how I put my birthday today. We're not doing anything, of course. Why go out to eat? Yesterday was my husband's birthday, and the only place I could think of to go to is Frisch's so I could get a bowl of vegetable soup and eat the broth out of it, and that's what I did. So today I told him he could take me to get a malt. That'd be that'd be good. I don't like ice cream that much, but I'm finding I have to eat it. So anyway, that's it, and I feel very good. I feel very normal. So all is good. So all I want to say about Stampin' Up! Do not forget the bundle sale, which is 10% off of the bundles that have dies with them, not pictures and stuff. So any of those bundles, you get an extra 10% off because they're already 10%, and you get 10% off the 10% price, which really doesn't make it 20%. It's more like 19%. Go to Flubs. Debbie, I am not a West Side person. I don't go to, I only had my first Flubs like 4 or 5 years ago. Lived in Hamilton all my life, and my favorite place to get a malt is UDF. So off to UDF I'll go today and get me a malt. That's my all-time favorite too, Joyce. I type of ice cream I get when I get something. So anyway, just don't forget that sale. I am going to be posting my class to go with the Charming Duck Pond or Lilliput Lane Suite. Um, I know there's one in Fairfield. I just don't. Flips is just like okay. I don't know all the hoopla, but okay. Um, I mean, I'm a Dairy Queen person because there's nothing like a true real blizzard, which I can't have because it's got chunks of stuff in it. So anyway, get back to this. I'll be posting that earlier today, and if you've went to Facebook to wish me a happy birthday and it says you have to message me, don't ask me why, because some people are getting through and messaging me on Facebook, and then a lot of people are having to send me messages. And I enjoy all of it. I enjoy that. So anyway, I am doing a recap card. I am doing a card, and I'm going to say I did the fun fold so far back that I'm going to change my screen here. We're going to go to this screen here. That's all crooked because I did that. Okay, focus. Let's get it to focus. It should. I have to bring the camera down too. Uh, if that helps. Okay, here's my new directions. I just kind of revisited the direction. Here was my old one, and as you can see, I didn't put pictures in them then, so it has to be an older card. And so here's my new directions, and it's going to say the name of the card, Tech and Flap Fun Fold Card Recap, which means that you might already have the old directions if you have printed all of them, which the old one was Funfold because I number them. Funfold number 6, which I kept this at 6, but in all reality, it'd be like 63. So that's how many phone calls I've done in between doing this card. So let me show you the card. And I made a mistake on mine, which that's okay. But here's the card. I used hearts and hugs, and here's a little corner, and it flips out of the corner and then goes up. And um, thank you for sharing my video, Debbie. And if you do share my video, please do what Debbie did and put video shared in the post because I will be putting your guys' name in for a drawing for the card too. I love this stamp set. And you could do this. Let me let me tuck it back in here. You could do it this way, and then you could do the walruses on it, which would be really cute. But I wanted to use these little skunks. I just thought they were like so cute, know. So anyway, we got the skunks. I did not do them in black because the black is too black. You understand what I mean? And so I did the grays. So we'll be coloring it today. I'm going to show you how to make it, show you how to cut the cardstock. It's easy and simple, and just a different way to do it. Here is the original. When I did the original video, this is the card I did. Some of you might remember. When we had this little chicken set with the balloon sticking out of his butt. And I put a little spring chicken down here. Now you see the corners on different sides, and the reason why is because of the direction of this. When I put it over here, it went sideways. I wanted it to match. So it doesn't matter which side you put that on. And it doesn't matter if you do this card directional this way and have this up here, or do it directional this way and have it down here. You can do so much different things with this that you can do it. But anyway, this is one that's done with um, just I don't even remember the name of the paper thing. I just put a happy birthday. It tucked in like that. So this was the original card. You may remember it if you've been here a long time with me. And here's the one we're doing today. And we are going to do it in purple. Because I know everybody likes purple. Okay, so here we go. You're going to start out with a 4 1/4 by 11 sheet of paper. I'm making sure that I got how I'm going to score this. Or I'm going to first take and cut this down to a 4 1/4 by 8. You've got a 4 1/4 by 11, and just for easy cutting purposes, you take that piece after you've cut it that size. You're going to cut it down to 4 1/4 by 8. So we're going to stick that on the 8. We're going to cut that. And this is going to be the piece that we're going to use just a little bit later. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to scoot my paper over to 5 1/2. I'm going to score it 5 1/2. So then once I fold this, we're going to have a 5 1/2 by 4 1/4 inch card, which is the standard card base. So that part is simple, simple. So let's fold this. And then we took 2 pieces of cardstock, DSP. I used the Settles DSP for this year. So it's just Settles colors with their designs for this year. So I have those. And I cut one is 2 1/4 by 4, and it's going to go up here. Now this is actually Highland Heather, but I didn't want it to be um, on the same color because I wanted this to stand out. So I used the Gorgeous Grape. So we are going to go ahead and glue this one down. If we get this tack on glue thing to work, get tired of sticking a pin in it all the time. But I like the gun. I like how little the glue is that comes. I like these little bitty lines. So here we have our DSP we're going to put up here. Then we have this is already cut at 2 3/4 by 4, and it's going to go, I can't talk, on this piece that we cut off of here. So same piece, we're going to put it here. So I just did the opposite side of it since I'm using the same color. So there we go with that. Now I'm going to set that aside a minute. And I have a 2 square because I cut that 4 inches and then I had a 2 by 6. So now I'm going to take and I'm going to cut um, this one in at a diagonal. Okay, so take, just cut that. So I have 2 pieces. And I hope I cut that right because I was trying to remember how I wanted it cut. And this is one crossways. I want this one crossways. So what I'm going to do is take and add that to here. And I'm going to do this side. So as I do that, and actually I want to do this. I'm going to do this side. So I'm going to use this one right here because I want to put it in this corner this time. So all I'm going to do is put it on the 2 sides that meet in the corner and not across the top because I need that flap to stay open. I told you I made a mistake on my first one, and I'll tell you what that was in just a second. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add it to the inside of my card. And I'll show you the reason why you want to go ahead and add this. And if you don't like stamping, if you're going to stamp on it first, and unless you don't care to stamp on it after it's attached. And you know I'm a rebel, so I just like stamp on it when it's attached. Okay, so there we have this and this. And I have an extra little piece of this if I want to use it. So now this is how it's going to look so far. Frozen screen, it hasn't frozen. Am I still frozen, Joyce, to you? Because it's moving on my screen. I picked purple because I thought everybody would love it. Um, but anyway, I see Shirley and Ramona and somebody else came on. It was Shirley. Who was Marion? I got lots of people in here. Lots of friends today. Okay, so how I'm going to attach this, I know I want that to be able to tuck. So therefore, I want to see about how far I have to bring down my glue. So what I'm going to do is put my thumb about at that spot, which is right there, turn this over and glue it. And I just want to glue it to the flap because we want our card to open. It's a shame to go through all this and not have your card open. Let me put this down, make sure my glue is covered. And I'm going to tuck it in and glue it down since I popped it. There we go. So you can see that everything is um, what I'm doing is when I cut on my Stampin' Up! Trimmer, I sometimes it a little ridge there, and if I take this, it kind of irons that ridge out, so you don't have that. So there now is the base of our card. That's all you have to do with it. So now we are going to go ahead and do our skunk. And I went ahead and Everyday Details, the dies, which are here, I used the largest circle. And then for the white, I used the largest circle on the stylish shape. And then I will be using the dies and the hearts and hugs in a minute. But if you haven't seen this set, here it is. I absolutely love the walruses. Now I have to tell you this story, and I hope I don't offend anybody, but it's the cutest story. My great nephew, who is now in his 30s, when he was about 9 years old, his uncle was in a very bad car wreck, and he was visiting my sister, who is his grandma. And so I told her she was at the hospital with her other son, and uh, Jonathan was visiting because I lived out of town. He was 9 years old, or right around there. I said, Allison and I'll come get Jonathan, and we'll take him to the zoo today. We got Jonathan, and we went to the zoo. And Cincinnati Zoo back then had walruses. And walruses love to lay out. They have a big thing in the center where they love the sun and everything. Well, these walruses were laying out there. I'm not paying attention, and Jonathan, like, Auntie, Auntie, the walruses are connecting. And I looked, and the walruses were having sex. And I'm like, OMG. I thought, Jonathan, that's enough. I think we need to move on to something else. And he's just like, they're connecting, they're connecting. And Allison and I were trying not to laugh. It was the funniest thing. So when I saw this and they're kind of got their heads together, I got to make him a card, and I'm going to put something about their connecting. And so he's now in his 30s, but we talk about that all the time. I'm like, Jonathan, you want to go see the walruses? He's like, stop, because he's married and got 3 kids and stuff. But it was the cutest thing back then. Allison and I got the biggest. We still get a big kick out of it. So that is why I bought that set. It was only because of the walruses, and I haven't used them yet. So anyway, cute story of a little boy that was really innocent. You know, he knew what was going on. I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna stamp our little skunks. And I love skunks. If anybody has known me personally for a long, long time, and I mean a long, long time, say for 30 years, knows that we used to have a pet skunk named Rosie. And I loved my Rosie. So I love skunks too. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring this down. I hope my head's not getting in the way, and I'm gonna stamp my ink to soak in there because I want them to be really black. Oh, I'm making him a card with the walruses. I hope to get that. Maybe that'd be fun to do this. Okay, there's my skunks. They stamped nice. I held it down. I wanted them good and black. And so we have our skunks done. While I have that out, I just put it away. But while I had it out, no, I'm not going to stamp that. I'm gonna stamp it with this. I'm gonna go ahead and stamp. It says sending a big. I really like this. And I got a 1/2 inch piece of cardstock, just scrap. And I'm going to bring that down and I'm gonna stamp this on the scrap. Kind of crooked, but I can fix that. So that I won't worry about. I'll fix it when I get ready to put it on the card. Oh, you know what? I did it in the wrong color, guys. So it doesn't matter if I'm going to fix it. I'm going to turn it over. Because I did the card last night and lost again. I need gorgeous grape, don't I? I did gorgeous grape. Crazy me. So Debbie Price, it was your daughter's birthday yesterday, right? So happy birthday to her, which was my husband's birthday yesterday. Get all these birthdays out of the way. My sister-in-law's birthday's tomorrow. We just had a big bunch of corporate birthdays in our family. I don't like that, guys. Let me get another piece. That wasn't my friend. Gotta have it. That's the only thing that's without stamping in black, you don't. There we go. And I'll fix that. Even though it's pretty big, because I'm going to cut it down anyway. Then I'm going to take it. That said, sending a big hug. And this one says, so it's there when you need it. I love that. Big hug. So it's there when you need it. So I'm going to open my card and just stamp that right up here. So it's there when you need it. So that has our stamping done. Cute, cute. I don't know what I'm doing with all these little critters. I'm playing with this one. I did a class to go and the duck, all of that. So we're going to color this just really quick and make a lot of noise while we're doing it. Here's all the stuff I used. And I used for my skunks, I used the light and dark smoky slate. So I am going to take my dark first, and I'm just going to follow these lines with my dark. And when I'm doing these around the here that are, I'm going to brush in instead of out towards them. You have a less chance of messing up. To put that in the corner and just brush up. And I'm going to do that under his arm because it's a shadow under his belly. Then I think I'm going to do that right here at the top of his. I got that too thick, but that's okay. Little spot in his ear. And while I'm doing that, there's a little piece under here which is the foot of this skunk. And I want that to be dark, so I'm going to go ahead and take the dark and do his foot. And I'm going to make this dark too, just to kind of match that. So I'll do the rest of his stuff in a minute because I'm going to take the lighter and I'm going to use, and what I do, guys, when I do this, because one end of these are usually darker than the others, and it does not always mean that it's the bullet, your fine one. So there's a mark of my fine one. Here's a mark with my dark one. So therefore, I see on this one, my bullet tip is darker. So I'm going to use, I want it lighter. So I'm going to use my little tip, my fine tip. And I'm just going to come in and where I did the darker, I just kind of circle that to blend. And Joyce knows that I love to color. And you've probably heard this story before. She used to hold events in Oxford retreats. And I was with another direct sales company, the Angel Company back then. And Mary Nabe was with Stampin' Up, and we both did demonstrations at her retreat. And I, at that time, was using Copic. So I took the Copic and colored the cutest little girl in the grass. It took me 26 colors in that one image. It was so cute. Stamp and blends, you don't have to do that as much because you have just lights and darks. You don't have to do what Copics does, which is theory. Copics is going 2 numbers down or 2 numbers up, depending on if you want it lighter or darker. And you can see in there, you can see the marks where I like scribbled that, which kind of gives it an effect. You can leave it. I do want to blend this out just a little bit more. So just add a little bit there. Did you hear Siri decided on my watch to talk to me? She just does that every once in a while. I think she gets bored. Okay, so he's colored. I'm going to go ahead and mark that in just a little bit. I scribbled because it gives it a different effect. So now I'm going to come back in with my dark, and I'm going to do his fur the same way. And I just find it a lot easier to put this really skinny tip to the end and pull my ink into his body rather than going from his body and out and trying to stop, if that makes sense. And if it doesn't, I'm sorry. That's just the way everybody colors in their own way, and that just is how I probably backwards to a lot of people. Okay, and then his belly on this side is a shadow because he is holding on to his little friend. So we're going to put that as a shadow. Okay, and we'll do it under his little right here. There we go. Thank you, Joyce. I love the color. I miss Joyce's crafting things too. We had fun at those. Oh, and I love to teach. And I was so much fun demonstrating the coloring technique. And I find the best thing is to just go in circles right where you want to blend that. I made my husband a birthday card yesterday. If you know, you've heard me mention he's taking banjo lessons. He used that little music jamboree we have with the wolf. Looks like a wolf to me, playing the band. I did sit at a campfire playing the banjo, mating my birthday. So cute. They've just brought, and there it is again with me with critters, but they've just brought a lot of cute stamps out like that. And, a lot of people tell me I do flowers all the time, which I do, because flowers are easy to do. But I also, I need to do something else. And so my next favorite thing is critters and animals. I'm an animal lover. That's why we've had pet skunks and all kinds of crazy things in our house. Okay. Now, what I could do here, and I did a little bit on his belly right here. I have the color lifter out. I can take that and I can just add a little color lifter in there, right where his belly is to kind of brighten it. And it will take some of that color off. And when it dries, there will be a light spot in there for a highlight. So you can do that. And I took, what did I do with it? Oh, the light in pink. Yeah, that's what I took. And I colored their little noses to give them a little color. And then what I did is I'm going to take my purple pad. I'm going to move this out of the way. Purple on it. That would be pretty. I'm going to take that. I got a water pen. I'm going to put some water down in there. Just touch it. I want to touch it just to the end here. It won't hurt it. I'm going to get some purple ink on there. And then I'm going to take my marker and I'm just going to tap some purple splatters around here just to kind of counteract that white. Let me hold it up and see if you can see it. Can you see the splatters in it? See how I splattered it? Okay, what I'm going to do, and I know I've glued it down, and that's okay on this part. I'm going to take and I'm going to get some more, and you have to make sure that you've got wet in there. So I kind of squirt the water and then just tap it, get a little more ink. And I'm going to do the same thing on this and just tap some. Let me clean my brush out. So see how I have that splattered in there also, so it kind of matches the cardstock. So now I'm going to shut this because now what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring him back in. I'm going to bring my Winka Stella, and then I'm also going to do the same thing and just put some. Let me get the colorful one. This one's about empty, and I'm trying to use all of it. There, it's got some there. So I'm just tapping some Winka Stella like I did the Gorgeous Grape. So therefore, then you have color on both of them. So, whoops, wrong thing. So that is that. Well, dropping stuff, girls. Imagine that. At least I can bend over now. Okay, now we're going to just put it together. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I have this, and if you put it together, it covers up those holes just a little bit in that. So what I did was I took dimensionals and I popped it up, and that way you see the holes just a little bit better. But I want to make sure that it Pops up on each. Really good. So there we go. I didn't add any jewels to it because I'm going to take and add die cuts to it. Now here's the thing, you want to try to get this on to where you got the holes evenly spaced, which is hard to do. Good enough. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this in. I'm going to tuck this. I want to see where I want. I don't want it in the way of being tucked or anything. And I'm going to glue it flat. You could put dimensionals again if you wanted to. Um, I just want him to be really secure, so I'm just putting this in the center. So I don't want to go all the way out. That's tend to move just out there. So I've got that where you can see my designer series paper on the top and the bottom. There's my little guys. Okay, now let's bring in my say scissors. I have to have scissors. I'm going to go ahead and cut my ankle. And where that is not even, I'm just going to take and cut in under my letter and straighten it up. And nobody but all of you guys and everybody that watches this out in cyber world know that oh yeah, you call them badgers. I call them skunks. I think they're skunky looking, but they probably are badgers. And I'm going to put this down here towards the bottom. Just going to glue it. And I'm going to let just a tiny bit of the end hang off of this one since it's over here on the side. And I already cut these out. I'm going to show you what I used. These are like little heart flowers. These four. I'll use two on the other card, but we're going to put four of them out. But they're made, they look like little flowers with these little stamens and stuff. So let me show you the dies. And they are here, and you cut two at a time for that. And then my little guys right here are this die right here. And what that is basically the negatives because you can use that. You know, I could have done that here, lowered them, done that here, and had the purple hearts show through. But I wanted it more 3D than I didn't want. Well, I just didn't want all those hearts right there, to be honest. So I have my hearts. So let's decide where we want our hearts. And we are going to take the glue and I'm going to do them on this side. So I'm going to put two little dots and I'm going to use the little hearts and I'm going to use my pick tool. And I'm just going to pick up my heart, put it on there, and hold it down with my finger so it doesn't pop up. And then I'll do the other heart. Voila, two hearts. And then I'm going to put two of the bigger hearts down here. So let's put two dots. And I don't really like put my hearts on there and decide where I'm going. I just go for see if you don't hold on to it, it comes back up with your pick tool. And they are touching. I don't want them to touch. I'm gonna move him over just a hair. There we go. Come on, stay down. So I have 2 hearts there, and then I'm gonna open it up, and I'm gonna put a couple dots right here, because I can use my hearts since they die cut all at the same time, you might as well use some of 'em. So there we go. I could put more hearts on it if I wanted to. Cut some out. I could put some up here and there, but I don't want to like overdo the mushy stuff. Right, Edie. Edie. We don't want mushy stuff. You know, Vicky, I know that too, and I always forget about that. You can put glue on your dimensional a little bit, and that way it won't stick as fast, and you can move it. So here's my 2 cards, and here you can see, and I this is the reason why I did it. Doesn't matter where this piece goes on your card, as long as you make a flat. And and then here is some paper that has a lot of color, just so you can see the difference. Of course, I know we don't have that stamp set stuff anymore, but that's how long ago I made this card and showed it on a video. So I want to do a recap. I know we all forget stuff that we see. Frankly, I was like, "What the heck am I gonna do?" Sometimes I just have mental block, and not only that, I have, I just feel like I don't know what to do. I can't find anything new. So you might see me recapping some more, which is okay because what I do is bring out the newer stuff, a little bit different angle on it, like it just settles instead of a lot of color in the picture. I really like that as long as you use a contrasting cardstock for your base so it all pops out. And I think that's what you want. So there you go. So what I'm going to do is this card is going to go like always. Everybody that has commented, if you're on here and commented, your name goes onto my little wheel that I spin on Wheel of Names is what it's called, names.com. And that card will go with you. This card that I made last night for my sample will go to whoever shared my video as long as I can see that you shared it, which is by posting shared video or whatever, because it doesn't let me know who shared it. It just says how many shares I have. And I know last week a couple people must have shared and do it and didn't say anything because I had more people names that said I had more things that said shared than I had names that said they shared it, if that makes sense. Holly. Debbie, you have a Rita binder. That's neat. I have Rita binders too. I have like 8 of them with all of the projects I did from my very first video every week. And that's what I said and went through. I was just leafing through my Femfolk video. I got 2 of the binders that are like this thick full of fun folds. I know purple. I really do like the purple on this, but purple is not what I usually grab. And I thought last night, I thought I want to do a different color. So when I got it all out and cut, I thought, I think we're going to do the Highland together. I'm glad y'all have Rita folders. I have a lady that used to take my classes. She started taking my classes probably 30 years ago, maybe. And she had binders with all the cards that she kept every card we made in a class, and I think she still has those. So, which is really, cute. Edie, I know that you don't like mushiness, but they're hugging, and it's cute. Everybody needs a hug sometimes. I think they're cute. Rose says, "I don't have a place on my iPad to share," and I forget you can share, but it's like you have to put something else, and I'm not sure. If anybody knows, you can tell her. I'd have to get my iPad out and try to look at it and see. But anyway, that's our card, girls. I really enjoyed doing this, and don't forget to go over to Stamp Crazy VIP. Pull up the you know what? I don't know that I put this on there. If it's not on there, I have to go do that. I'll check that first thing before I do my will and names. Okay. So I'm going to go do that because I just now thought of it. Because I'm going to tell you, I was up to 12:30 doing this because I waited to the last minute because I thought I know what I'm going to do. It'll be easy. Well, I didn't think about it. I have to change all the directions. Oh, thanks for the birthday wishes, Pam. Yep, well, I plan to have a good birthday because I plan to not do a whole lot of play if I can. Enjoy my malt. I will enjoy my malt. I think we're actually going to run the barn and bunk, maybe. So I might get my malt there. They use Hershey's ice cream. And I like Hershey's ice cream too. So we'll see. I'll have a malt one way or the other, though. I'll tell you that. So you guys all have a great day, and I will see you soon. Okay. Bye.